So what's up, guys? Today we're reviewing the film They Shall Not Grow Old. So They Shall Not Grow Old, it's a documentary directed by Peter Jackson in which he commemorates the century of the end of the First World War. I totally love this documentary. I love documentaries. Don't think that I only look at feature films. I also like certain documentaries, and I think this documentary is just a masterpiece. And I'll get through the details of why I'm telling you that later on. First of all, let's talk about how Peter Jackson approached this film. So Peter Jackson started working this film back in 2015. He was approached with the idea of making a documentary about World War One. And so this project was very personal to him because his great-grandfather was a military man involved in the First World War. So it was a film that he really took the dedication and the time to work on and just give it a whole new perspective of the First World War. Let's talk about why this film was so great. First of all, the way they were able to put thousands, and I'm talking literally thousands of old footage that was just not used at all for a century, and they were able to colorize it all the way through. I mean, I was shocked in the way they were able to just bring these images of black and white soldiers and just bring them on the big screen, and you're just like, wow. Like, I feel so human. I feel so related to these characters, to these soldiers, not characters because they really did happen. But I mean, with the people that were in this war, and just overall, this documentary, it's so beautiful. It took almost like a year to review, and it was just a vast majority of footage just sitting on, I think, a British war museum that they gave Peter Jackson full authority to look over the footage and just work on it, because I mean, it was just a lot. And on the movie, there's like an intro and an outro that explains to you, I mean, what Peter Jackson worked close with his team, how they approached the idea of making a documentary, everything from the camera work, sound design, Foley, ADR sound that they had to use for recreating the voices. And I mean, aside from being a historical documentary, there's also a cinematic standpoint on this film. It's the beauty of film that even though it was a black and white film, they were able to put so much work and dedication into this film that you really feel that it's a cinematic experience. I mean, I loved watching this film, and I was able to watch the film with my brother, and we were constantly like looking at each other at sequences that we were like, wow, the harsh conditions that the soldiers would go through, or the fear of dying, and knowing that probably they wouldn't make it back home. And I think this documentary, it's a great documentary for people that are interested in the First World War, because usually we focus on the second one and so forth. But I mean, the first one has so much to learn. And the directing vision here with Peter Jackson was, I think, excellent. I mean, the goal was totally well executed, coming from not having a narration at all. I mean, the film solemnly stands on just sound bites of soldiers. And as you are listening to these sound bites, you are literally seeing on footage, on video content, what they're talking about. So in conclusion, I really love this documentary. I think it's just a beautiful documentary, well done, well edited, well executed. And I mean, overall, I mean, I could say that they did take advantage of the technology that we have today to be able to restore from the color and everything for this documentary, and to let people know and be able to send them into like this journey adventure of the First World War. And I mean, I loved it. I mean, this documentary totally just knocks it out of the park. I mean, it was such a beautiful film. And having that said, I'm gonna give They Shall Not Grow Old a 10 out of 10. Definitely check it out. I think some local theaters are still running the film. If you have a chance, or if not, just check it out somewhere else. But I mean, definitely check it out. I mean, I love this film, and I totally recommend it to you guys that want to get a little way away from feature films and want to get into, something that was real, something that was, I guess, biographical and authentic. And yeah, definitely check it out. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I know I was out for like a couple of months, for a couple of good months. I was working on some personal projects with my career, with my school, so I was out for a good while. But I'll be back with more movie reviews. If you guys have any other suggestions, let me know. I'll try to get them as soon as possible. I know I still have a lot from last year, but I'll get it done. And I mean, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.